Hello and welcome to this week's Wellness, Wealth and Mindset Weekly, personal lessons and experiences from a past week. So let's deep dive into this week's episode. Health-wise, I had a conversation recently with a client while doing some health assessments, and they asked me for some advice at the end of their assessment. And they said, can you give me one single tip in order to lose weight? And their focus obviously was to manage their weight better. And I said to them, to give you one single tip to lose weight, to take away, the best single tip they were asking for, it was a very, very hard question to answer because weight loss for everybody is different. But what I did focus on was getting them to understand the process. And I said two things. I said, you want to make sure you're just active daily. Physical activity is on the decline. Our jobs are more sedentary than ever. So being as active as possible, and that just means walking more, but also doing some more strenuous activity is going to be a key and something that you need to do consistently for longevity and health overall, and not just weight loss. And just be more mindful of your calories, be mindful of not over consuming your calories, count your calories if you have to. And those two single things are probably the key elements if you want to lose weight. If you're trying to make it more than that, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to find that you trip up along the way. You might go on an extreme diet or might try an extreme exercise routine of some sort. But ultimately, those things will only last a short period of time before you probably burn out or becomes very difficult to maintain those intense routines or habits for a sustained period of time. Where if you focus on the process, and this was my answer to the client and to the question, is that if you just focus on that and doing that regularly, daily, don't worry about where you're going to end up, where your end goal is going to be, because the goalposts always continually move. As you get fitter, you want to get fitter. As you lose weight, you might want to lose a little bit more weight or tone up a bit more once you reach your goal weight. So focus on the process and developing good lifestyle habits that not only going to help you to reach your goal of losing weight, but just being healthy in the long run and being more independent and energized and having more love for yourself, whatever it might be. But those habits of being more active and being more mindful of what you eat will allow you to have the energy to make the most of your holidays when you go away, to make the most of your activity levels when you're on holiday, so you're not out of breath while you walking around the city if you're doing a sightseeing tour, for example. And being mindful of what you eat will allow you to eat whatever you want without feeling that you're guilty for what you eat, and also being focusing on what things that might be, for example, bad for you in your head actually aren't bad for you, and you can still enjoy the treats without it affecting your weight. So your relationship with food will improve and your relationship with your body will improve because you'll be more physically active. So you'll understand the aches and pains and how to manage those better and how to just live a more fulfilled and energized life because you are being more active and being more mindful of the calories. So that would be my key takeaway for you today. If you are looking to lose weight and you want the best advice to do that is just move as often as possible on a daily basis, minimum, and be more mindful of your calories, smaller portions, maybe less snacks, count them if you have to from time to time to understand where you are in terms of the calories you're consuming. And those two things are really going to be key, and they also help improve other areas of your life when it comes to managing stress and improving sleep quality as well, which are other factors. But if you're going to do just two key things, those things are definitely going to be the key ones, on top of sleep as well, if we add sleep in at the end, because you need to make sure that you're resting well in order to be energized to do those kind of things. But certainly more activity will help improve your sleep. Less calories will help improve your weight and improve your sleep quality as well. So all these things will have a knock-on effect overall. So you focus on the two things this week if you're looking to manage your weight, and that will certainly help you take the step to build some momentum, build some consistency with some habits, and make sure you're disciplined with those, and over time you'll be able to evolve and improve upon those once you have those foundations in place. Wealth-wise, I had an interesting conversation recently at the dinner table with my girlfriend, and she mentioned it's expensive to be healthy. And I questioned that comment because if you really take the simple things in place and apply them, being healthy is not expensive. Unfortunately, in today's society, the majority of healthy foods, quote unquote, that you might see in the supermarket, well overpriced, in my opinion. And it's almost exploiting people to eat healthy and have to pay a high figure for that. And even going to the gyms obviously a bit more affordable now with certain gyms that are available with your 24-hour gyms, but more of a luxury gym, obviously you're going to have to pay a bit more of a premium. And essentially you can't really put a price on your health. However, if you are looking to be healthy and you might be on a tighter budget, then it is possible to do so. And I'm just going to give you some tips on how to do that. So one, you don't have to have a gym membership. So you can save yourself £50 a month from a gym membership right away. You can just access a load of free resources online these days. You can do exercise classes via YouTube. And remember, you can get a pair of cheap trainers. You can buy probably a cheap bike secondhand as well and get outside and go for a run or a cycle, or even just go for a nice brisk walk regularly. You have nature outside on your doorstep just to be able to do that. If you live in a city, just walk around the parks. There's no excuse. So that is completely free. It might set you back a small fee for a trainer, but over the course, if you've got a pair of trainers for a year, probably going to cost you less than £1 a day to wear. So focus on just being more active daily. It's going to cost you zero amount of money. Yeah. If you've got your Wi-Fi, that's probably setting you back £20 a month. But in comparison to spending a certain amount on a gym, which you might not always use, then just focus on being active, with the environment you have around you. And when it comes to food, I think food is a really interesting point because a lot of people feel that eating healthy is expensive. And I understand once you get to a certain point of being healthy, you might spend more money on being healthier. And that's certainly what I do. I'll spend extra money on supplements to support my immune system, which set me back a little bit more than a regular supplement. Same for my girlfriend. You might spend a bit more money on maybe organic food if you have the ability to do so the flavor is better, less pesticides, etc. But if you're focusing on the simplest things of just improving your diet and you want to get away from paying £1 for a Big Mac and fast food, for example, you can eat a healthy, balanced diet for a single person on less than £20 a week. And I've done this. And all it comes down to is planning and making sure you're cooking everything from scratch and just being really, really mindful of the food you're choosing to have and cook. And 9 times out of 10, if you prepare everything from scratch, it's going to cost you less and it's going to be healthier. So just by doing that, you are in a better position than you would do if you feel like you had to spend money on supplements or go and spend money on a food prepared service that is easy and accessible and obviously going to help you manage your weight and eat healthier, but it's going to set you back a bit more money than just cooking food at home. So keep things really simple. You don't have to have organic food to start with, just making sure you're getting your 5 a day fruits and vegetables regularly. And not everything that we get access to is organic, so just wash your food regularly before you prep them. That will help to remove quite a few pesticides that have been on the fruits and vegetables while being produced. So just by doing so, you'll be able to help keep you healthier by the way you prepare your food as well. And buy everything in season. That's another way of saving money. We've got used to having access to foods from all around the world that are out of season, and they cost a lot more money because they have to be produced in other countries and shipped across to our country, wherever that might be for you. So we get used to that. But in the UK, for example, here in the winter, you're going to have more apples and pears and less salads because obviously it hasn't got the environment to make them. But in the summer, make the most of fresh strawberries that come from, here in the UK from Kent or Devon. They taste amazing. I'm not going to have strawberries out of season that have been made in Spain and taste disgusting because they got no flavour, they're just full of water, because obviously the way they've been produced to get access to us is not going to be as good as something locally which has not been shipped very far and has been made in season. And that way you're saving yourself a lot of money as well, because you're buying things in season, so they're going to cost you less. You might be having the same kind of foods throughout the winter and summer, but that's how things always have been in the past. We just got used to having a bit more access to things now in the future. So in doing so, those simple things, by getting out and using your environment around you to be active and eating in season and making everything from scratch, will help you save money and be healthy. And it doesn't have to be expensive to be healthy. Once you get those foundations right again, then you can start looking at supplements, and then you can start looking at organic food and etc. Other things that you can do to benefit your health. Then you can start looking at maybe a gym membership or a coach to support you even more. But if you want to just focus, if you're just starting out, just focus on the basics. Build a good solid foundation for your health and eating habits, and then that way that will be able to sustain you as you start to improve upon that going forward. So focus on those tips this week if you're looking to improve your health while managing your finances. And let me know in the comments below if you're struggling with eating healthy on a budget and you feel you need maybe some support that. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your questions are, and I'm happy to answer them for you in another podcast or directly to you if you ask any question. And finally, this week, when it comes to a mindset, I also had a conversation about a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. And when I was doing a health assessment, I'm measuring people's body fat levels, their cholesterol levels, having some chats about their lifestyle. And what I say to them every time, that these numbers are completely changeable. Apart from your height and sex, which is debatable these days, you can change everything. And I say that to people to try and empower them that they are in control of their own destiny. A lot of people feel that maybe because there's high cholesterol or high blood pressure or diabetes in the family, that their destiny is already preordained because someone in their family has a struggling issue like so. However, unless that is, down the family chain 3 or 4 generations, and there's a clear link there with an increased risk for high cholesterol, obviously that is going to potentially have an increase for that person. However, they still have control of it. I've seen people with hereditary high cholesterol, however, their cholesterol is well maintained because they look after their health. If they just pushed it to the side and said, I have high cholesterol because my family's got high cholesterol, then that's a fixed mindset that they cannot change it. Where they can change it if they just lost some weight in most cases and focused on cutting back on their saturated fat and manage, doing more exercise. So if they focus on those actual factors, the factors that they actually have direct control over, everything else might be slightly elevated because of their condition. But if you focus on all those factors will certainly help more than just leaving it up to chance. So I think it's really important to try and focus on and be empowered by the things that you have control over. And what you choose to do day to day, what you choose to expose yourself to day to day, how you choose to view the world day to day is all down to you. So whether you want to have a fixed mindset where you feel everything around you is being dictated to you, you can't control it, or you might have more of a growth mindset where you think, I can change this, I can make a difference in my life to improve my health, improve my wealth, and improve my mindset, then that's fantastic. And you want to have that ability and wake up every day thinking, I can do something different or something positive to impact those factors in whatever way they may be. And as long as you're consistently focusing on glass half full rather than half empty, certainly I feel you're going to be in a better position in all those areas of your life, health, wealth, and mindset, in order to reach your goals, reach a happier life, a healthier life, more financially stable life, because of those actions you're taking on a daily basis. So let me know in the comments below whether you feel like you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, and what maybe factors at play when it comes to you experiencing those kind of mindsets. Is it a family history? Is it the environment you're around that might cause you to have those kind of fixed mindsets? Let me know. It's really important to really address that, and understanding that and being aware that you, by addressing it, allows you to understand it better, and then that allows you then to take more action in order to make those changes for the better. So I'll leave it at that this week. Thank you very much for listening, watching, and reading this week's newsletter of the Wellness, Wealth, and Mindset Weekly. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're looking for a weekly dose direct to your inbox, then head over to my website, www.neildamrell.com, where you can sign up for free and you get a notification every Friday where the newsletter will come out every week. So you can have access to read that via email, and you can also have the links to the podcast and the YouTube video if you like to digest it in a different way. But thank you very much for watching and listening and reading this week, and we'll see you again soon.